Alright, this video is called Why Do Guys Play as Female Characters. Alright, there's let's see. There's two reasons as to why. Well, for me, off the top of my head. One, the alternative option sucks. Like, Lucifer, a lot of, uh, he sort of deleted what it means to be a guy in this world, as to be a dude. So when you look at the options present to use a guy character, it just sucks. It's emasculate, it's effeminate in some aspect. It's like you're like a pleb, is the best way to put it. None of the factors are cool. Right, you're just like, alright, well, I'll just play as a girl then. Since if I pick the guy, I'm like playing like a girl. It's best to just play like a girl, right? So that's one of the aspects as to why. Second aspect is like all the features available to build a character, because this deals with character customization and character creation. Right, when you're involved with art as much as I am, right, you like when you're loose from Lucifer's dogmas and bondage, you're very artistic. You're an artisan, right? You just love visuals and you innately understand visuals, right? And there's a um, certain degree of understanding that you will settle for and you would not settle for, right? So once I can create a character a particular way, there's no way I'm making character male character, right? And it's not about making yourself too to be in the game, right? You can make yourself to be in a game and populate it. It's a different feeling, because life is like really fun when you're loose from Lucifer's nonsense of you just existing and it's a new day. When you can get to actually see life and experience life, it's really fun to be a part of it, right? So sometimes you want to make yourself to be in a game, and there aren't any options for making yourself, right? So you can make yourself, but there are options to make a guy, and the options might be cool. So you might make a cool character as a guy, right? But then there might be none, so you wind up making a woman. Right, Lucifer in this world, he sells it as guys just make a woman so they can just lust after her. She walking up and down the place, just look at her butt as she moves up and down. Right? When you're in the world, and there's a reason why I said it that way and that tone of voice came out, there's a demon that justifies it as being the thing, as being understandable, innately understandable function as a guy. All these innately understandable functions are what it means to be a guy in the world amongst women, the way in which he acts and responds to women in his environment. Like all of these things are just demons. The perverted aspect of a dude is just demons. You're looking at a woman with lust, it's just a demon in you. You're saying, well, if a woman walking, you can't help but look, it's a demon in you. Right? Lucifer is the perversion of mankind. The Bible says, to the pure all things are pure, but to those who are defiled and unbelieving, nothing is pure, but even their mind and conscience are defiled. There was this one time I was playing a video game, right? And I was helping, in a video game, there's like characters you can help on quests, right? Obviously, right? And there was a character that was following me around, right? I was helping around with a quest, right? But there was a glitch in the video game, because Lucifer, when he makes women in certain video games, he robs them of their glory, as in terms of their shape, of their body, of their hips, right? And for me, you know what's supposed to be there, what's supposed to be right, and it's beautiful to see and glorious to behold. You're like, why are you making all the women like a matchstick? And then he's like, well, some women are like this, some women are like that, some women are fat. It's like he's making all the women like this and all the women like that. So there was a mod that allowed you to replace the default shape of the woman, right, with something that was more accurate. Right, so I replaced it. But there's like a perverted aspect of it. The person who created the mod, he gave you the option of letting the woman, he or she, I'm not too sure what it was, but it's a fallen angel, right? They gave you the option of either having them have underwear when the armor is removed, because when you kill someone, you can take the armor and put it on, and if you're a dude or a woman, it converts to the appropriate armor for the individual, right? So they gave you the possibility to make it more realistic, that you could remove it and they'll just be naked, right? And it gives you the option to toggle it on and off during the installation, like if you want this to be like this or not. Right, so I picked no, right? And since it was a medieval setting, I picked like medieval underwear, right? So I left it. So the dudes would have medieval underwear, the women would have medieval underwear if you would have removed the armor. But there was like a bug in the game, right? So I'm walking to go to from point A to point B, and I look around and the follower, right? And she's naked. So I'm like, what? And at that point in time, right, the feeling in which I felt towards this particular character was like one of like, you know, you have a child and they make like a mistake or something, and they're walking up to you and they're naked, and it's like a mistake, it's like an error, and it's like so cute to see, right? That's the way in which I felt at that point in time, because there is no lust, there is no perversion, and it was like so glorious. Because at the same time, the father, he's like there, and he showed me it's like that's how he sees his little daughters running up and down on the face of the earth. All right, so that's one aspect of it. Now I remember, because like my life is so different to like normal people in the world. It's like I was existing in the world being used by Lucifer, and I knew I was being used by something, and I knew I wasn't the one doing it. So when I would be playing the same game, right, years before, right, demons would have me just looking at my character's butt as she walked throughout the world, and I could not, for the life of me, stop it. It's like you're stuck in your body, and your body is forcing you to do this, and you're aware that it's forcing you to do this, and you don't want to do it. You want to look at your environment, right? And it wasn't like that. No, it's like you have the character, and it's just cool to see. You know, cool to behold. You create the character not based off the fact that she is a woman and she has assets, but based off the fact that she has assets and she's a woman, and not assets as in the rear end. But it's like there's certain variables which are present in which you can have with a female character in a game that you can have with a male character in a game, right? And one of the reasons which I initially even made a female character was because all the male armors, they look terrible, they suck. So like it's like I don't want, you know, this. The female armors looked a lot better when it comes to like modding the game. All the women had the better looking armor, they were cooler. I'm not talking about no kinky and nonsense where you wear a bra and a panty for your armor or something, right? I'm talking about cool looking armor, right? The dude's own sucked and the women had better armor. I'm like, boy, I gotta make a female character. The devil is like, oh, you make a female, something wrong with you. You're a guy, you're supposed to make a guy character. But none of it was present. The Lord, he gave me a setting for the we could use the word role play, but role play in this terms, it plays out as if you're reading a storybook, story in a book, right? That's how it plays out when you have this character. You're here doing this, like events unfold, and you're in the shoes of the character, and it's these would be in creative and creativity, and it's like a really cool experience when you can see it for yourself, right? So most of the characters I make are female because the male characters, they look like plebs and they suck, right? And I knew, like, for reference, right, you can hear my voice changing again, it's the Demons Unit, right? All the past experiences in which the Lord, like, he gave me to have, the stories in which I've read, they were really cool, right? So I just, like, at the point in time in my mind, it's like, do you remember these experiences you had? I was like, yeah, well, like, it's time to have another version of those again. And I look forward to it, so I make another female character. And that's the reason why, like, wheat in this world makes female characters. You go on the internet, and Lucifer's Angels will explain to you why men make female characters. Right. So yeah, that's the end of this video. Adios.